my name is Paulina, and today I'm here to talk to you all about women. So first of all, I want to establish that this is a safe zone. We're not here to judge each other, and I'm going to start off by a few personal questions, not too personal, but please raise your hands. So, raise your hands if you know a girl whose boyfriend gets mad at her if she goes out alone. That's what I thought. So, in Venezuela, there's this common misconception that men are the ones that are supposed to make the first move towards women. That is why it is very common to see a group of guys, or one single guy, alone in a club, waiting to find that girl. However, it is very uncommon to see a group of girls, or one single girl, finding a guy. The reason for this is that there's a sexual undertone to the dating culture in my country. In Venezuela, people like us in this room believe that that is the norm, and that women cannot behave like men do. Therefore, when it comes to dating, the same rules apply. When a woman wants to go out alone, she usually gets the unmissable answer of, "You can't go out alone because you're a woman," and men flirt with women, so if you go out alone, men are gonna flirt with you. There seems to be this idea in the mentality of men in my society that women cannot defend themselves, and that we do not have any type of power. We cannot go out alone because we do not have the power of saying no. We do not have a mouth to shut them up. We do not have hands to stop them, and we do not have feet to walk away. Girls, a question for you. Please raise your hand if a guy has ever told you, when I say guy, I don't mean your boyfriend necessarily. I mean your dad, your boyfriend, or even your little brother, ever told you not to go out because your skirt is too short, or your dress is too revealing. Again, that's what I thought. Another misconception in my country is that when women go out wearing tight dresses or short skirts, that they're basically asking men to come and talk to them or flirt with them. However, I don't see women worrying about men's garments. Why? Because we haven't been able to educate boys that it isn't about girls wearing longer dresses. It is about boys not looking at girls as if they were walking sexual objects. Women shouldn't be worrying about dressing accordingly for men or for society. They should be worrying about being themselves. And if that involves a short dress, then so be it. Venezuela is a place that denies Now bear with me a little and open your minds. Ready? Imagine a world where girls scold boys because their pants aren't long enough. The idea is so absurd, it's even laughable. Venezuela is a place that denies the sexism that is totally out there. I have experienced personally guys looking at me in really disgusting ways when I'm out in the streets, and I'm sure you all girls have too. However, boys looking at us like that is okay. It is not okay. We try to mitigate the problems believing that those concepts are normal. However, we have to open our minds and realize that Venezuela is a sexist country. A highly accepted gender role in my country is that women grow up to be the perfect housewife, while the husband with his handiwork will grant her a certain lifestyle. While the woman cooks, cleans, and takes care of the children, a man's job is to provide for the family, work, fix, and basically have all the money. Very old school, right? I agree. However, we still see this every day. In fact, the act of a woman providing for a family is highly judged. Now ask yourself a question. Do we still want to live in a world like this? A world that promotes fear and insecurities. A world where misjudgments and prejudices are the norm. A world where women are defined by men. I know my answer. What is yours? The other day, me and my family were out to dinner, and we started talking about this very TED Talk. How I wanted to show at least some people that it isn't about, that we shouldn't be assigning roles to the genders. My dad and I got into the discussion that it isn't about that when he gets home from work, he is very tired and that my mom has to cook for him. In my household, I wouldn't consider my dad to be an extreme machista, and my mom does go to work. However, his comment got me really angry. Why can't there be a balance? Why does there have to be an always? Why there shouldn't be a caretaker or a provider? However, in Venezuela, we have failed to understand what the word gender equality means. Sorry, Dad, I love you. So, here are some statistics about how judged the situation is in Venezuela, in my society. These statistics defy the gender roles that we grew up accepting and believing. They also prove the sexism that's supposed to be inexistent. According to these statistics, a woman providing for a family is judged to an 80%. As I said before, this is highly criticized in my country, and we usually don't see it every day. However, why should it? Assigning roles to the genders creates problems, not solves them. If the cook burns the food, there's a problem. If a worker gets fired, there's a problem. If the nanny doesn't see the baby falling from the crib, there's a problem. We have failed to remember that marriage is not a profession. It is a commitment based on love and affection. Another statistic that got me really angry was the fact that, according to this, a woman cheating on his husband and abandoning her children is frowned upon to a 74%. However, if a man does this exact same thing, it is only judged to a 69%. So according to this, and according to the people in my society, a man cheating on women is okay. However, women cheating on men, it is not okay. I ask you, have you ever heard about a man cheating and you respond with, he's a man, or in our slang language, hombre hombre? Venezuelans have agreed that men cannot control themselves, and therefore it is okay for them to cheat. You know what's worse? I have heard women say the exact same thing and judge women by these standards. And in all honesty, I even have judged women too. The real reason why I have judged and why you all have judged is because we haven't been able to understand what the word equality means. Now that I realize that I do know what it means, I realize how wrong it is to have set standards based on gender. Cheating is morally wrong. There's no he's a man or she's a woman. So as I stand here today, in front of teachers, students, administrations, and parents, many would ask me, who cares? Who cares that if I go out alone, my boyfriend gets mad at me? Or who cares that I don't want to go out of my house because men look at me in really disgusting ways? Well, I care because I grew up in a society where there were gender roles everywhere. I grew up not realizing that I wasn't only a woman, and that my role in this society, or in any society, isn't only to be a woman, it's actually to be myself. As I stand here today, this National Women's Month, I am trying to break the norm. When it is my turn, I want to break the rules my society has taught me. I tell you all that these roles you grew up noticing and observing, and feeling they were right, are not that important. And that when you do break the norm, break the rigid standards your society has built, you will have the chance of being yourself. And that's what's important. Thank you very much.